Okay, hi everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Enetimi, but everybody who has known me for a long time call me Timmy. You can find me on TikTok. You can find me on Facebook as well if you search my first name and last name, which is also, the name of my YouTube channel. But on Instagram, I go by Nigel Belladonna, which I will have a link to my IG below. And I will also have, the little, insert the little Instagram. Okay, so anyways, I'm kind of new to this. Well, I wouldn't say I'm new, but I'm trying to be more consistent with posting. And since I just passed 1,000 subscribers, woo! I decided to make an intro video because I don't think I've really done one. I've just been like posting whatever, mostly travel content. But anyways, um, a little bit about myself. I am 33 years old. My birthday is in August. Team Virgo. Um, I am a Nigerian American, hence the name Enetimi. Um, I was born in the States, but I got the opportunity, thanks to my parents, to live in Nigeria like immediately after I was born. My story is it's kind of crazy. So, you ever like meet people and they're like, "Where are you from?" When people ask me that, I'm like, do they mean where I'm from? Do they mean my ethnicity? Do they mean like where I actually like was living, the last place I was living? It's a very tough question for me because between my background and also being in the military, I've been stationed in a lot of different places. So sometimes when people ask me where I'm from, especially traveling right now because I'm currently living in Bali, which, I'll get to it another time. But I'm currently living in Bali, but I meet people often and they say, "Where are you from?" And when they do, I'm like, so sometimes I tell them my last duty station, which was San Diego. That was where I got medically retired from the Navy. So sometimes I'll say San Diego. Sometimes I'll say North Carolina because that's where I graduated high school, Charlotte, North Carolina. But sometimes when I say those things, people are like, "No, where are you from?" When they do that, I'm like, "Oh, you mean my heritage? I'm that. Okay, I got you. Niger babe. Okay, I'm Nigerian. Okay." So, it just really depends because the answer can really change. Um, but when I was born, I got taken to Nigeria by my mom. She went to visit and she couldn't come back because she didn't have a green card. So, from when I was an infant, I went and I lived in Edo State with my mother in Nigeria until I was, I think about 9 years old. Anyways, fourth, fifth grade somewhere. So I came back to the States. I was separated from my siblings. So I'm the youngest of five. So I was separated from my siblings.
Such an uncomfortable situation.
But I knew all of them though because my mom had pictures in the living room. So I knew all of them. I knew their names, and of course my dad. So when I was brought to the States for the first time, I'll insert a picture. When I was brought to the States for the first time, um, my dad was like, "Do you know them? These are your siblings." I'm like, "Mm-hmm. That's me. That's Abira. That's Vivian. That's Tor." Like I knew it. I was so proud that I knew all of them just from their pictures. But it was not quite easy for me coming back to the States because y'all did not like us. Okay, I was getting called Blackie, African booty scratcher,
Did you
all
see that
kinds of
African
stuff.
booty scratcher come
So
out
I
of
was getting
there?
a lot of arguments and fights and cussing everybody out in pidgin English, slapping people because I was raised to slap somebody if they disrespect you. So, by my mother, of course, not my dad was like a total like, be a doormat, don't say anything. But I will make a separate video that talks more about um, my first time in the U.S. But anyways, so grew up in Nigeria, then grew up in the U.S. I remember a lot about Nigeria, even though the funny thing is I'm in between because some people who meet me, like if I meet a Nigerian, they'll be like, "Oh, you're not Nigerian, Akata." But if I'm talking to a black person who grew up in the States, there's certain things that they culturally don't do that as a grown up in a nice Nigerian household that I do. Just, even coming down to like the food I eat or what type of movies or what's considered a black card. So then they'll be like, "What? You don't know this line from blah, 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 whatever movie? You ain't black." And I'm like, "Oh, y'all be playing spades at home? You ain't black." And I'm like, so I always get told I'm not black and I always get told I'm not Nigerian. I'm like, "Grr." Or the infamous when I first got here, it was, "You act white," because I just spoke proper English, because I was raised in Nigeria speaking proper English. So a lot of people in the South, specifically Charlotte, North Carolina, in the 90s, they thought speaking proper English was considered talking white. So that was really funny. But anyways, though, so yeah, this girl grew up and I got a little wild in college, dropped out after the first year, and then I kind of tried to figure out what I really wanted out of life. And I ultimately wanted to go to school, but it was too expensive. So I joined the military. And I was supposed to just do 4 years and get out so I can get my GI Bill, but I did 9 years and 9 months.
Bombastic side eye. Criminal offensive side eye.
Woo! Y'all gonna have some vlogs about that too. 9 years and 9 months in the military. In the Navy. I was a sailor. And no, it was not like a cruise ship. The living conditions were wild. But I will say that I got a lot of benefits. So I'm grateful for that part. And I got to travel a lot, which, fueled my love for traveling and learning about other cultures. And once I got out, I decided to continue that. So I got out in 2021 and I have traveled, I've tried to travel as much as I can since then. I did get a job. I took a little break after I got out and I went to live in Medellin, Colombia. It was amazing. I love it. It has like Medellin has a soft spot in my heart. I definitely need to work on my Spanish though. But yeah, practice makes perfect though. So it's like I gotta go back to Colombia and live there for like a year straight, and I guarantee my Spanish would be like amazing. But anyways, I got in this relationship and somehow the dude convinced me to move from living my dream life in uh, Medellin to going back to the States, but not just going back, but going to Meridian, Mississippi.
Oh my God!
Going back to Meridian, Mississippi, which again, you guys will just have to stay tuned so I can tell that story as well. So I went to Meridian, got a job with Uncle Sam, working for Uncle Sam, doing the same thing I was doing when I was in the military. So it was not really a hard transition, and it paid well. I was working on base, but the relationship was hot garbage, on fire. Like it was terrible, and I only lasted about a month and a half in, and I was like, "Oh, gotta go." But I already had this job, I already had a lease, so I got stuck in Mississippi for a little over a year, and I was like, I gotta get out of here because I tried to make the best of it, like, oh, maybe I could get a house out here and then eventually Airbnb the house and move, blah blah blah. Mississippi is cheap living, but my creative side was really dying staying in Mississippi because I'm working for someone else, and I'm not saying it's wrong to work for someone else. It is not wrong. Do what you need to do to be happy, to whatever goal you desire in life. Do what you got to do to get it, whether it's working for somebody, starting your own business, it doesn't matter. But I just didn't have time to do anything else because I would work and I would spend the rest of my time preparing to go to work, cooking, meal prepping. Sometimes that helps a little bit. Then I got to make time for the gym. Then sometimes I just want to sit there and do nothing, like not necessarily sleep, but that time that you just have where you're just like, I'm doing nothing and this is great. I like that time. That's my scroll on TikTok time or watch documentaries on YouTube about aliens in 1852 or whatever the hell I'm watching. And it's like I didn't really have that time anymore. And yeah, so I just planned my escape and I didn't have any friends there. I had one friend. One friend. That's my baby. Her name is Ash. I'm gonna insert a picture or some videos. But Ash, that is my girl. Like she was like the yin to my yang when I got there. Like I didn't even know I was gonna meet her. So that was a blessing of me going to Meridian, was making that friend because, I was in deep regret from that relationship. But I eventually decided to leave and move to Bali because I always wanted to come and live here. But the reason I didn't the first time, the reason I went to Colombia was because they shut the borders down, which I think I talked about in some other videos. But yeah, so I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. I'm going to move to Bali. So I quit my job. Well, I was planning on quitting. I gave them the notice that I was going to leave. They knew I wasn't going to stay there. They knew I hated life in Mississippi. Very boring. But yeah, everything was going good. And then all of a sudden, after I already done bought tickets and stuff, my knee decides like, hey, let me just go and just die. So, well, honestly, my knee was already it already had problems. Ooh, I hope I didn't add extra noise. Sorry. My knee already had problems since my prior time in the military. I've been having issues for years. I've gotten multiple car accidents. I fell down the ladder wells on the ship. I've banged my knee against metal on the ladder wells and other parts of the ship. Any other sailor would understand what I'm talking about. But all that wear and tear, just my knees were just done. And they just kept getting like more like worse over time. I should have had this surgery in the military, but they kept gaslighting me and telling me my knees were fine. And then all of a sudden, a year after I get out, knee just gets all jacked up, and I had to have surgery out the blue after I already made all these plans to move out the country and travel. So I actually had knee surgery in February. I had knee surgery February 7th. This guy right here. And it sucked because I didn't have anybody to help me in Mississippi. So I had no one to help me even drive me to my surgery. But my girl Ash, she came through. She flew in to help me, despite the fact that she had a son.
Just why?
She had her mother watch her son,
I don't
and
understand
she
why.
flew in to help me. Because I mentioned she left after she left me in Mississippi. It was hard. She left me, my only friend. But anyways, so she flew in for a week, and she helped me, and I was really grateful for that. But even after that, it was a struggle. It took me like weeks to really like. I had to hobble everywhere and catch rides from straight. It was just a lot. But I traveled. Still, I needed wheelchair assistance in the airports and stuff. I had a cane. Um, my handy dandy cane. You see that little black little hook right there? Right there. Yep. That's my cane. So I traveled. I went to Colombia to visit my sister because I convinced her to go stay there for a little bit. But I went to Colombia to visit my big sister, which was amazing. I got to annoy her for a week straight, little sister's dream. But anyways, I had my cane the whole time, struggling up and downstairs, all kinds of stuff. Then I went to Saudi Arabia with my cane. Then I went to Turkey, also with my cane, and finally made it to Bali, still with my cane. And when I got here, I said, you know what? I'm going to be here for a while. I'm going to put the cane down. And even if I'm limping a little bit or something, I'm going to start walking. And now I don't need it anymore. And I'm just being careful with my knees. But enough about my knees. So yeah, I'm here in Bali. I'm gonna have lots of videos. I also have videos from last year when I came. Like I spent 7 days here last year, and when I tell you I was on my vlogger, like I was proud of myself. I recorded everything, okay? But I went back to Mississippi and I just never edited stuff. So some of those vlogs will be getting posted, plus the new stuff. Um, so this channel, what's this channel about? It's about me. I was trying to focus on one specific niche because I listened to people. They were like, no, find one thing and focus on it. Da, 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 da. The channel literally says my first and last name. The channel is just about me and what I'm doing with my life. And I'm kind of glad, it's a sigh of relief for me that I decided what my channel is going to be about, that it's just going to be about me. Because when I was trying to pick just one specific thing, I was putting myself in a box and it gave me analysis paralysis and it made it harder for me to want to post. I've been posting videos for some years and I just got to 1,000. But part of that was because I would have so much content, but I would just hold it because I'm like, I don't know if this is good enough. I don't know if this is perfect. Just overthinking. But now, um, I'm going to go ahead and just post. I'm going to tell you guys about me. I'm going to tell you guys about my experiences, especially with mental health stuff, because my life has lifed a lot, okay? I've gone through very amazing highs and very severe lows, and I'm going to share some of that with you guys. So I'm a little scared. I'm a little scared about that. But I think I'll be okay. I think it'll probably be very healing for me too. Um, Anyways, though, I posted on my Facebook for people to ask me questions they might want me to answer. And not a lot of people responded. Don't nobody like. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Not a lot of people didn't respond, but it's okay because my Facebook friends, honestly, like they don't give a shit. It's like a select few of them that I want to say it's like a good out of all the like 3,000. There's like a good like maybe 70 of them, and then you can even lessen that to like maybe a good like 15 to 20 that always comment, always post, always. So I appreciate y'all. This one's for y'all. I appreciate you guys. But so they posted some questions and I'm gonna go ahead and answer them. All right, let's go to the first one. So the first one, actually there's several of them I might combine because I see one. I'll go with this one first. I'll get to the ones about the trips at the end. So my Facebook friend Lisa Lee Wu, she posted, "You're always a blast and you have such great energy and a dope personality. What helps you maintain your positivity on a daily basis and what keeps you grounded?" So when people write stuff like this, by the way, y'all, I'm a big emotional baby. So like the littlest thing, I'll be like, "Oh my God, I'm about to cry. That was so nice." I'm emotional as hell, and I used to hate that about myself, but I've learned to embrace it and go with it because it is gonna help me. I think throughout life, and it helps me meet some really amazing people because I'm open to it. But um, thank you for saying I have great energy, and thank you for the compliments. How do I maintain positivity? It's not always easy. I think a lot of people look at me. Okay, I've naturally, since I was a child, I've always been this ball of energy. I'm always full of laughter, and I'm always dancing. Do you understand? I'm always dancing. Like you can chop off both of my legs, and my upper body is gonna be okay. I'm always dancing. Like I just love dancing. It's not like I can dance like you know professional choreography or something, but I just like to dance. It just makes me happy. Um, But everything is not always easy. So I think for me, no matter what I've been through, because I always want to get back to who I am originally, which is that happy-go-lucky, full of energy girl. Um, I just push through. I talk to myself. I'm like, hey, snap out of it. Some days I cry. I used to try to avoid it, but even here recently when, I'm in this beautiful paradise, Bali, but I went through kind of a heartbreak. I lost a friend, and losing a friend it's a heartbreak. People only talk about romantic heartbreaks, but losing a friend is a heartbreak. So I spent like a whole day just in here, just bawling my eyes out. Because she actually came to visit me, but we fell out while she was here, and because of what she did, which I'm gonna have a story time about. Oh my God, I have so many things to post. I just knew I could never be friends with this girl again, but it broke my heart because I was friends with this person for 6 years, and I really thought like this was one of my people, my little, because my circle is getting smaller, and I thought she was, you know, locked in there, and so it saddened me. I cried, and I called my dad, or I think my dad called me the day of. I just happened to be crying my eyes out that day. I talked to him about it. I think I have a good support system. That's another way I keep my energy up. Um, I have even though I've lost some friends, I have some good people who are always like checking on me, especially like shout out to my friend Kaisha. The whole time I've been traveling, Kaisha calls me almost every day. And that's with her having her own life and having her kid and all of that. She calls me almost every day. Even if she's just in the kitchen making a sandwich and we'll just FaceTime while she's doing that. Like that's a real friend, especially when I was going through some tough times. But yeah, my circle really keeps me going, and also I meet some really like amazing people while I'm traveling. Like some people who really just I don't know. Like sometimes strangers are nicer than the people you actually even know and are more supportive. So I feel like God has placed those people at times because I'm alone a lot. And at those times where I felt like, oh my God, like I don't know if I can go on. Those strangers come in out the blue, like an angel or something, and they have helped me. But on a regular day though, I don't know. I just be happy. Like one of the other days, I had the same outfit on actually, but I'll insert like a little clip. But I just woke up. And I was like, I'm happy today, and I spent like an hour in my room just dancing for no reason because I was happy. Like no, there was no reason I was happy. I just was. I woke up, the sun is out, and boom, happiness. So I guess it's just really me. It's just how I am. I would rather be happy than sad, so that's what I push for. Um, anyways, so Beatrice Rutaga, she said, talk about who you are and what made you just start deciding to be an influencer and your passion for traveling. So in the
In the
beginning, I already
beginning,
kind of explained who I am to you guys about, where I was born, where my family's from, all of that stuff. Did I say where I was born? I don't think I did. I was born in Cleveland, Ohio. I don't think I mentioned that part. I was born in Cleveland, and then my mother took me to Nigeria, like maybe like 3 months after I was born. But she called me an influencer, and I'm just like, am I? Because look, where's the money? Don't those people make money? Where's my money? Right now, this is a hobby that I'm doing, and I'm enjoying. I am hoping to turn it into money though, so pray for me, guys. I'm working on it. Hopefully, I can be one of those people who are lucky enough for my hobby of traveling and creating content, turning into something that I can make some kind of income from, or leading me to other opportunities. And what fueled my passion for traveling? Well, just my life in general. As soon as I was born, I was already getting taken all these different places. I've got to grow up in 2 different continents. So, of course, I just always loved traveling. Christelle Olangi Barrow, she said, why are you so damn fine? Okay, Christelle, that's one of my best friends. Like, I've known her since Charlotte, North Carolina. That's like one of my high school friends. So that's really funny. Christelle, girl, you better call me. I'm fine because I'm friends with a person like you, Christelle. That's why. I'm not even going to name this guy's name because I think he's married, but he commented, "How did it get so big?" He's talking about my nyash. How did it get so big? So it got big by you going and minding your own wife's buttocks and what's going on with her backside. You should be concerned about your wife's butt and how it's big for you because you chose her butt. Don't worry about mine. Thank you. Um, Another person, Earl, he said, "How are you paying for these trips? What fuels your energy?" So similar questions. Did you travel while you were young? And what age were you not afraid of traveling? So most of his questions I've answered, but how am I paying for the trips? Let me tell you something. This one I get asked a lot because, I go on all these different trips and people think that I have some kind of rich sugar daddy in the sky somewhere that's paying. Actually, yeah, my sugar daddy in the sky, God. God is paying for my trips. That's how I'm going on all these trips. Nah, no, but no, honestly, like I just plan. I plan ahead. Um, I plan ahead, and I like to do convenient traveling. So, like, if you see a lot of my traveling in 2021, I did go to Greece. That was that story is interesting. Again, that's another one I have to tell y'all. I went to Greece. I already have a vlog for it, but I didn't really have an explanation. I'm just in Greece, and you'll see this guy, um, but you're not gonna see his face. He has Morris Chestnut. I changed his face to Morris Chestnut because the relationship ended up failing, but it was fun. But yeah, 2021, I went to Greece. I went to Mexico. Um, Mexico is really close to California. I was living in California at that time, so I'm like, I'm gonna fly across the border to Mexico. Um, that whole convenience factor. I also drove across the border as well, or rode with a friend or whatever, walked across the border. So I've been to Mexico quite a few times. Um, and then when I was in Colombia, I traveled all around Colombia when I was living in Medellin because Colombia has a lot to offer when it comes to travel, and I'm still in that same country, so I'm not paying this crazy amount of money to fly around. So I just travel conveniently, what's convenient for me and my budget, and I plan ahead of time. Like, I don't usually book trips last minute. There are a lot of travelers who book trips last minute. I don't think I've gotten to that level yet. I'm a planner. Like, I plan it like way ahead of time. That's why even though I got my knee surgery, I'm like, I planned this. I'm not canceling. Y'all gonna just have to wheelchair me around or whatever, but I'm going. So that's my secret. I plan ahead. Like, I knew I was going to Bali since 2022. I knew I was coming here. I planned it. So that's my major secret, planning ahead. Um, at what age were you not afraid of traveling? I stopped being afraid of traveling. What was my first solo trip? 20 something, some late 20s. It was 2000. I can't tell you the age. It was 2017. Well, no, 2018. Um, I came here to Bali, my first solo trip. I went to Vietnam first and then Bali. I tried to plan it with a group of friends and everybody chickened out because I was like, hey, you guys, we should go to Bali after deployment. It'll be really great. And we're gonna have all that deployment money. You can afford it. And we have to take leave after deployment anyways. And once they saw that the plane ticket was gonna be like $600, which was cheap as hell back then. $600 round trip. They were like, I don't know about that. That's expensive. Bro, 600 round trip. And I bought it, I think, like 2 months before I went. Now you can't find a round trip ticket to Bali from the US for six something. Like, it's not gonna happen at all. Um, but yeah, people, they just didn't want to pay that amount. They felt like it was too expensive. But a lot of people would go to Miami and spend $600 in like a day. But y'all didn't want to come to Vietnam or Bali. Hmm. So, I was just like, okay, well, I'm going to go by myself because I'm tired of waiting on people. I'm not going to let people stop me from enjoying life. So that's what happened. 2018. I'm 33, so do the math. 2018. You guys can figure out the age. But so I went to Vietnam and it was amazing. And then after that, I came here to Bali and I fell completely in love and I've been coming back ever since. So yeah, well, that wraps this up because this is 30 minutes. This is longer than most of my videos. I do hope that you guys watch this all the way to the end. I'm going to try to put chapters in here as well in case you want to click around. And it was nice meeting you. Hopefully we see more of each other. Please like and subscribe, okay? Thank you. Bye.